So while you guys are sitting, I want you to turn your bodies to me. Stay in your squares. All right. So, as you all know, I'm a college student. I go to San Diego State University to become a teacher. And my school, it's actually a little bit far away. It takes around 20 minutes to drive there. But I always leave my house 1 hour early. So I'll never, ever be late or tardy. But yesterday, it was my very first time I was late to class and I was so embarrassed. I want you to think in your head, what do you think caused me to be late? What do you think caused that result? There's no right or wrong answer. I'm going to tell you the right answer afterwards, but I just want to hear what you guys think. If you think of something, raise your hand. What do you think caused me to be late? Isabella, what's your idea?
Because you were eating fast.
Okay, maybe I was taking too long eating my breakfast. Maybe. Sudhanva?
Maybe you actually took a shower for a long time, maybe for an hour.
I do take sometimes long showers. Sometimes I'm sitting in the shower too long. Anyone else? Sylvia?
I think because you woke up too late.
Maybe my alarm didn't go off. We'll do one more. Hamsini.
Maybe you didn't brush. Maybe you're brushing late.
You're brushing my teeth?
Uh-huh.
Maybe I took too long. Okay, I'll tell you the real story. Those are good ideas. So, I was actually already driving to school. I was on the freeway, I was halfway there, la 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 la. And I looked down. Something was really strange. I put on 2 different shoes.
What?
One foot had my white sneaker, and my other foot I was wearing my black sneaker. And I did not want to be embarrassed in class. So I had to drive all the way back, change my shoes, drive back to school, and went to class, and I was late to school.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so today in this lesson, we're going to be learning about cause and effect. I have a chart here. While you guys are sitting, now you can turn your bodies to the board. Still listen. Okay. So in my story that I just shared, I put on 2 different shoes. That was the cause. And I was late to school. That was the effect. So in the story, because I put on 2 different shoes, that caused me to be late to school, right? Raise your hand if you've ever heard of the words cause and effect before. Ms. Ferguson said some of you should know or have heard of it before. Can anyone, okay, hands down. Can anyone tell me, what do you think cause means in your own words? What do you think cause means? If it's a little bit tricky, you can also give an example like how I did. Christopher, what does cause mean?
Cause means that it means you're like somewhere and then you like if you fall asleep in your car, that would be cause.
Okay, so it's, can you explain that?
You can like sometimes you take sleeping pills and then before you go to a store and then when you go driving you might fall asleep and then that it causes you to sleep.
Okay. All right, anyone else? What does cause mean? Sudhanva, do you know what cause means?
Yes. If you're like if you're walking in rain and then also in snow without any shoes, you can actually your nose inhales so cold stuff that it causes like diseases.
Okay, so you think cause means that that's kind of like what I was thinking too. So for my idea, I think cause means something that makes something else happen. Do you guys agree? Thumbs up or thumbs down?
Yep.
Yeah. Cause means something that makes something else happen. So here, putting on 2 different shoes, that made something else happen. What happened after that? You guys can say it out loud. What happened after that?
You were late to school.
Yeah, so that's a cause, something that makes something else happen. It's a little bit tricky to explain in words, huh? Okay, so for effect, does anyone know what effect means? This one's a little bit easier to explain. Promise, what does effect mean?
Effect means if something is happening that's not normal and has never happened to you. that has never happened to you, that means that something bad is going to happen.
Does it always mean something bad? No.
Like if you are sick and if you don't even know what's happening, it might be a virus and it could infect you.
Okay, that's a good example. Anyone else? Isabella?
I think different that something maybe
It makes something happen, right? That's a really good idea. Okay, so for here, what does it mean? Effect means the result, right? So the result means something that happens after, the ending, right? So I put on 2 different shoes. That led to the result of
I was late for school.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna do a little bit more practice with this using pictures. I'm gonna do the first example and then I'm gonna let you guys do the next example, all right?
Okay.
So let's say I put it was sunny for a cause. So something that might happen because it was sunny, maybe I would want to go to the beach. Maybe because it was sunny, it caused me to go to the beach. Or maybe I got a sunburn.
Nope.
Maybe because it was sunny that caused me to get a sunburn. So these 2 are effects, and this is the cause. This is something that caused these 2 to happen. Okay, now it's your turn. What do you think could be an effect for it was raining? So today, what could happen because it was raining? What could be the result? What can happen after it was raining? Abby?
maybe you didn't bought your umbrella.
That's a good one. Because it was raining, you brought your umbrella. Yeah, okay. Anyone else? Sophia?
You might not wear your rain jacket.
Yeah, maybe it was raining. You might not, or you will bring your rain jacket if it's raining.
You might bring your rain jacket.
Yeah, so since it's raining, you might bring your rain jacket. Good idea. We'll do one more. Aria, did you have an idea?
Yeah.
You want to share?
Maybe because you might, but you probably because if it was raining, you probably got your rain boots.
So you might bring your rain jacket, your rain boots. Okay, Velvia, last one really quick. What can happen if it's raining?
You might get sick.
It was raining, so I got wet. That was my idea too. Okay, that makes sense, right? All right, so we're gonna be learning a little bit more about cause and effect by reading a book. This book, I think it's really funny. I really like it.
It's funny.
It's called A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to School. So looking at this picture, I want you to think, what do you think this book will be about? Just looking at the picture and the title, A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to School. Why don't you turn and talk to a partner?
Maybe it will happen that early here.
Hey, what are your ideas? Raise your hand. Oh, Diego, what do you think this book will be about?
Maybe that like a tree fell down and then you had to go around it and that took a lot of traffic.
Oh, so you think he was probably late to school too?
Yeah.
Maybe. Maybe a tree fell down. Who else has a reason? Travis.
I think he saw that he was wearing his sister's shoes.
He was wearing his sister's shoes? Is that what the picture shows? What about the picture, you guys? What does the title show you from the cover? Makana?
Maybe a big monkey because there's a monkey and a big monkey picked him up and drove him back to his house.
Let's find out.
That's what I said.
Let's find out. Something funny happened on the way to school. While we're reading this book, boys and girls, keep in mind cause and effect. Try to find it. Try to find something that caused the effect, all right? Okay, ready? A funny thing happened on the way to school. So, why are you late this morning? Well, it's a long story. Who do you think this woman is?
Her teacher.
How do you guys know?
Because he said, why are you so late? Why are you late this morning? Why are you late this morning?
Yeah, and I can tell because he's wearing a backpack, so he must be going to school, and she's asking him why he's late. And it looks like he's gonna tell us, right?
Well,
So maybe the effect in the story is that he was late, and we're gonna be learning all about what caused him to be late. Let's find out.
Okay.
Why is that paper?
First, some giant ants stole my breakfast. Huh? Maybe that caused him to be late.
Is that really true?
Let's see. So I went to borrow bread from the neighbors next door. That wasn't exactly a good idea. Wow, the neighbors are having a crazy morning.
That person has a sword right in his hand.
Yeah.
What?
Okay.
A sword.
Then, on the way to the bus stop, I was attacked by evil ninjas. After vanquishing them, vanquishing means to defeat. Can you all say vanquishing?
Vanquishing.
After vanquishing them, a sea of scary majorettes got in the way. A majorette are these women who spin batons in marching bands. So can you say majorette?
Majorette.
So these are some things that caused him to be late. Try to remember at the end of the book. I'm going to ask you that. So try to remember at least one thing. And then, out of nowhere, a massive ape appeared and mistook the bus for a banana. Looks like he wants to eat it, huh?
Yeah, because it looks like a banana.
So like there's people in there, he can't see the people.
Alright, so I hopped on my skateboard and then was seized by some mysterious mole people.
Come on, moles.
So, is that why you're late? Do you think the teacher believes his story right now?
No.
I think she's kind of suspicious. She has her glasses down, like, is that why you're late?
I think she's smiling because she knows that it's not true.
Maybe.
It's just because they want
No.
Okay. No, I easily escaped. It's just that right after, I suddenly shrank. He's riding a fly. It's funny.
The frog comes.
His dog is so big.
And then I became gigantic. So I decided to take 3 colossal steps to school. Can you show me with your arms? What does gigantic and colossal mean? Does it mean? Yeah, big. Okay.
Big. I can
But-
see his dog.
Okay, let's continue. But on the second step, I returned to my regular size and fell into a pond where I had to fight off a strange blob.
I told you. I was gonna say blob. Yeah.
Once I got the blob off my back, an elephant grabbed me by its trunk. Since the elephant parade was headed in the right direction, I still could have made it to school on time. It's just that there was an unfortunate incident with a mouse.
Wow.
The mouse scared the elephant, you guys.
Oh,
Wow.
that's nothing that should be with the elephant. They should just mush it.
Then I ran into a little girl who asked me to help her find her grandmother's house.
Little Red Riding Hood.
Since I never had breakfast, we stopped for a quick bite along the way. Does this girl look familiar?
It's Little Red Riding
Yeah,
Hood.
she looks familiar. And what are they eating?
Gingerbread house.
I think
But it's the witch's house.
It's what? The witch? Yeah, look. Good catch, Jacob.
The wolf
The wolf is
is eating the
eating the
witch. That's a dog. That's a wolf.
Okay, let's keep going. Keep focused. So, is that why you're late? Do you think she believes him now, you guys?
Because nobody.
No, but then I wasn't far from school at all. But I couldn't help following a boy going in the opposite direction. He was playing a magic pipe. Wow, so now he's going the opposite direction because he got distracted by this boy.
And there's a sign.
And there's
It's
a
on-
sign, yeah. That
it's
says
on-
this way, right? That's a good observation. I didn't even notice that.
It says the man's flute is on child mode, so that means the kids like to dance.
Ooh.
So that means it's magic, whatever mode it's on. Whatever mode it's on.
Alright, so I took a shortcut, but I must have made a wrong turn because I landed in an unusually large spider web. Luckily, I had my universal gadget belt. Ooh, that's cool.
What's a universe? What's this?
It means that
Scissors.
he has a funny belt that has scissors attached. Wow,
I
that's
thought
handy.
I don't know why it's called Universal. Is it from Universal?
Is that Bigfoot? Is that Bigfoot?
No.
Let's read it. I was on my way again when I ran into Bigfoot, who asked me to take his picture. Yeti asked for one too. He has a lot of stories to tell to his teacher, huh?
I don't believe it.
Find out.
Me too.
Finally, out of the woods, I found myself surrounded by a flock of sheep and a team of ducks. It made sense to help the farmer separate them. Here he is trying to carry all the ducks. This is taking a long time, huh?
Yep.
Yeah. And there's a post like that.
He's lying.
Sophia.
Okay. Then, because of my champion chess skills, the president called to see if I'd help save the planet from an alien invasion. After that, he let me fly his private plane around town.
He's lying.
Yeah, that's no
Can you stop doing that?
No.
This is like a fiction story. Where is he at? He's like lying the whole way through.
So, is that why you're late? Says the teacher.
No.
Oh no, I actually made it to school on time, but I forgot my backpack.
Where?
Oh, that caused him to be late too.
Where in the world is that?
No, boys and girls, no call ups. If you have something to say, raise your hand, okay? I want you to listen. So I went home to get it. Then I used my uncle's time machine to make it back to school on time. But something definitely went wrong. And that is why I was late to school. It seems like he's trying to convince her or trying to make her believe him, huh? Does she look like she believes him?
No.
Does her arms look like seriously? Like that, right? I see. And how am I supposed to believe that story?
Look behind
And
you.
see, look, maybe it is true because the dinosaur is behind her. Maybe the dinosaur came back from the time machine, so maybe
Maybe it actually followed him, but only that happened.
Maybe. All right. So
Wait,
hopefully,
He's alive.
I'll wait for eyes on me. Everyone sitting crisscross. Focus. So Sophia's sitting amazingly. Royce, his eyes are right on me. I love it. All right. So hopefully you guys were thinking about cause and effect while listening to the story. Thank you. So you are going to talk to a partner, not right now, until I say go. You're going to talk to a partner and fill in this blank. The effect in the story was, try to think, what was the effect? There was a lot of things that caused this effect, but there's really one effect.
I don't get it.
So the effect is something that happened. So there's, here, why don't we do, let's do this one first. Okay, let's do this one, because there were a lot of causes.
Okay.
Something that caused the boy to be late for school was, so try to remember, there were a lot of reasons. Each page, there were a lot of reasons why he was late to school. Remember, maybe he was attacked by evil ninjas. Remember what happened to the monkey? He tried to eat the school bus. So try to think, I'm just giving some ideas. Try to think about some reasons, okay? With your partners, go.
Yay. I think he was late to school because I think he was late Alright, eyes on me. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Anyone want to share their idea? Remember when I call on you, you need to use a sentence frame. Something that caused the boy to be late for school was blank. Sylvia, nice and loud. I think he was.
Use the sentence frame to something.
Something that caused the boy to be late for school was
He forgot his backpack. That's one. Here. While you guys are giving me ideas, I'm going to fill in our chart. I'm going to write it down so I can remember. So what did you say? He forgot his backpack.
I thought it was a sheep.
Oh, the cause. This caused him, right? So he forgot his backpack. Okay, anyone else? Raise your hand. Christopher?
something that caused the boy to be late to school was because he tried to make the time machine so that it worked, so that he had his backpack, and then it would be so that he wouldn't be late.
Mm-hmm. So he went in a time machine? Yeah.
And then it
Why is it always have to be sheep? Yeah, it's a sheep.
Anyone else? Yuri.
Wait,
something that caused the boy to be late for school was the gorillas wanted to make the boy take a picture.
The gorilla did?
Bigfoot in the red.
But what did the gorilla do? There's a gorilla in the story. What did the gorilla do? What did the gorilla do? He, remember? Oh, that was Bigfoot. I know they looked similar, but the gorilla actually, does anyone know? What did the gorilla do? Sophia?
He was trying to eat the
the school bus?
Because he thought it was a banana.
A used banana.
The gorilla tried to eat
He would try to peel it, but he would kill
the school bus.
The middle metal.
Plane
Alright.
7?
Hey, boys and girls, we're gonna do the one in the beginning.
What?
The effect in the story was, so we learned about the causes.
Yeah.
All of these were causes. But what was the effect? All of these happened and it led to something at the end. What happened at the end? Promise?
He forgot his backpack. He didn't make it to school, but he forgot his backpack, so he had to walk all the way home and get his backpack in, and then he made a time machine. And
Yeah. So forgetting his backpack, that caused him to
be
What?
late.
be late. So the effect was, can we say it? The effect
Was
He was
the
late
boy
for school.
the boy was late to school. Okay, I'll write that down. The boy was late to school. Good job.
Thank you.
Wait, does that
Thank you.
All right, we're not done yet. We're not done yet.
The computer turned off.
Okay, so raise your hand if you have never been late to school. If you've never ever been late. Wow. All of you? Most of you?
But actually,
No, it's okay if you're absent. Okay, hands down. So, even if you've never ever been late to school, I want you to think about a time if you were ever late to school, what could have caused it? It could be a real life story, like how, remember, I put on 2 different shoes. That was a real life story. Or it can be a make-believe story, like how we read a lot of stories in the book, right? So, I want you to think about what could happen if you were late to school. Maybe your mom forgot her keys. Or maybe there was a tree, like what Diego said, the tree caused a lot of traffic. Or maybe you can do a make-believe idea, like an alien invasion came and blew up my house, or something like that. I just want to hear you guys think of a cause for an effect. So, all of you are going to fill out this. You're going to put in something that caused you to be late to school. It doesn't have to be true. It may be true if you want it to be. But it's up to you to write whatever you think. I wrote some examples for me. This is my example. I put on 2 different shoes, so I was late for school.
where was it?
Questions later, questions later.
How
So
do
this
you
is my real example. And this is the make-believe example from the book. I was attacked by evil ninjas, so I was late for school. So you could use something that you read in the book, or you can make it up. It's up to you. So let's take 5 seconds to ourselves, sit crisscross. Think about what you're going to write about. 5 quiet seconds. Quiet seconds. Think. Good job, Hamsini. She's thinking really hard. You're on it. Great. Okay. Open your eyes. I want, before you start writing, I want to hear some of your ideas. But first, I want you to share with your partner, because not right now, because once you share with your partner, you might get some ideas. So, if you have talked to the same person, I want you to turn to someone new. So, say you talk to the person on your left. This time, talk to the person on your right. Try to find someone new. You're going to write. Hold on, boys and girls, look up here. Boys and girls, 1, 2, 3, eyes on me.
1, 2, eyes on you.
Christopher, eyes on me. We're not talking yet. Before we talk to our partners, you're going to use a sentence frame. Blank, so I was late for school. So maybe I put on 2 different shoes, so I was late for school. All right, turn and talk.
You know what? You know how I got late to school one day? One day I was late to both my shoes and my backpack. And then I had to go to the last night. That's my
Alright, eyes on me. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm excited to hear your ideas. Before you share, I want you to tell me real or make-believe. And then finish this sentence. Anyone who I want to hear your idea. Someone who hasn't shared yet. I want to hear someone new. Jacob, have you shared yet? No? Okay. What's your idea? What are you going to fill out? Make-believe or real first? Real? Okay, let's hear it. We're all listening. I forgot? Okay, we'll get back to you. Make sure you use a sentence frame, okay? Abby.
I was late for school because I was eating breakfast really long.
Okay, so maybe I was eating breakfast very long. So, I was late to school. Is that real life or make-believe?
Real
Real life. Okay. That's funny. Travis?
I forgot.
Sidhanva.
Can I tell you a make-believe?
Tell us.
One day I was walking, I actually had to go to school, but I just woke up at 8:39. That's why I took a time machine, but if I had built it, I went to 2029, and I went 9 years ago, and I've been 20. So I went to second grade with the other kids.
Oh, wow.
And then I was late for school to go to 5th grade.
Whoa.
What?
You have a really great imagination. I can't wait to see your drawing. That'll be interesting. Ooh, Avery. We're listening. Avery.
I was sleeping in my bed, but then when it was 8 o'clock, I was late for school.
So you woke up late. Right.
Well, I gotta tell you what number when I wake up to.
Okay, what number?
It's 7, so I skipped 7.
Oh, okay. Is that real or make-believe?
Make believe.
Make-believe? Okay, we'll do one more. One more. Christopher.
So once I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and then I fell back asleep, and then I woke up and it was 7 o'clock, so I had to get ready really quick.
So the same kind of. You slept really late. Probably. Yeah. Okay. I forgot. Jacob, did you remember your idea? As Christopher? Like you went to sleep late? Okay. All right. So raise your hand if you're the paper passers this week. You?
One.
Okay. So while Makana is going to pass around the papers, you are going to go back to your seats and get to work. Thank you all for listening and being great students.
Too sleepy and walk too slow. What did you come up with, Caleb? It's because I slept in, so I was late for school. Good. What did you come up with, Diego? 2 more minutes,
I was
friends.
Good one, Anish. Explain it, Sophia.
I forgot my shirt.
So
I was late for school.
you forgot your shirt. Did you have no shirt on at school?
I woke up really early, so I went back to sleep. So I was late for school.
You went back to sleep.
Because I woke up at like 3 o'clock.
Oh yeah, you told me that story.
Late for school because I went to Starbucks.
What did you get at Starbucks? You need to draw.
A cookie and some ice. I was late for school. Look at my face.
And what's happening in this picture?
My mom's telling me it's time.
Yeah, time.
I forgot to get my pants on.
You forgot your pants.
It's
Yeah,
making
Okay, good. I hope it's included. So finish the story.
So I was late for school.
Oh my gosh, what is this?
My underwear
Oh my gosh.
and my dog poo damn poo.
Oh my gosh, I can see.